How are renters going to manage this? Average monthly rents hit £2,500 in London and £1,190 in the rest of the United Kingdom. Average rents. Every single month, that is. Do you know what you need to do? Is head over to France, get yourself a motorhome and stay on one of these airs. That's why I am at the moment. This is what you call an air. That's where you can come on your camping car and camp up for the night, or 2 nights, or 3 nights, or whenever. And you even get your electric as well, up to your toilets and stuff. Ugh, nasty. Anyway, where's my dogs? Oh, okay. Oh! I see one. Oh, there's a Wally who happens to be on the lead. I wonder why. Well, oh, and there's Sebastian. We've got a Sebastian as well. And my dear Mrs. over there, that she is. Oh, how are you feeling, my darling?
Okay.
Are you okay? Are you ready for a walk?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Well,
Yeah.
I just looking at this article you shared with me, darling. Yeah. About the rents. The average rents in the UK.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh my giddy aunt. They're horrendous. Now, we do talk a lot about the, mortgage rates and what have you, don't we, darling?
We do.
I don't want to walk through that bit of grass.
No.
And I need to have air.
Oh, because you've got shorts on.
I've got shorts on and I don't want ticks. Get me the old ghoulies. No, we don't want a tick on the ghoulies, do we, darling?
I don't know.
I'll get you a tick tool, get it off on the ghoulies.
I've got long trousers
You've
on.
got long trousers, she's sensible. I've got shorts on, so don't go on this. Oh, they've been cut. So it's a bit rough there, it's been cut, so it isn't too bad. Yeah, we talk a lot about rents, don't we, darling?
Yes.
Not rent, I mean mortgages and mortgage rates, interest rates, which are getting a little bit scary, actually. Now, I did a video recently about, the risk of
Bear.
the interest rate set by the lender, the mortgage companies, reaching 7%. We're getting tangled up here. Reaching 7%, and how that could trigger a housing crash. Now, we've been there before, Caroline.
Yeah, we have.
Several times. Now, I remember when my sister bought that house. Can you remember that?
Yeah.
In Norwich?
Yeah.
Marriott.
Late 80s,
Late 80s, yeah. She bought a terrace house with her boyfriend at the time, and when prices were high, and then they plummeted, didn't they?
Yeah. They ended up owing money, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they did. Well, actually, no, I think they broke even in the end.
Did they?
Yeah.
That was lucky, though.
That was lucky. But they lost all their deposit. So did they break even? Not really.
They didn't really, because they lost the deposit.
Anyway, we're at a place called St Laurent-sur-Gore. Yeah, St Laurent on the river, called the Gore. Yeah, and that's a lake over there, by the way.
There was two, but now they seem to
have filled one in, didn't they?
for some reason.
Well, allowing it to flow through. Well, this is actually a lake, and the actual river is behind the trees. We'll have a look, shall we? Can you get to it, or are they?
Well, you can look.
Is it still overgrown?
Somewhere, can't you?
It's over there somewhere.
A bit of hair somewhere.
So that's the lake. It's a leisure lake. It used to be a beach over there, but where they kiddies' toys are. But now they've tried to grass it over, made a really bad job. But it's there used to be a beach.
Well,
because obviously it's got to meet certain requirements for it to be a beach.
Yeah, apparently it used to be a leisure lake with a beach.
It was when we first came there.
It had like lifeguards there in the summer, but then they
Can you
can't
hold
afford.
it all down? Yeah.
They can't afford to do. Well, with Wally as well.
No, I'll take it back. I just my arms are these are changing over. I'll have back if you want. We touch the screen and then I lose it all. So according to this article in the is it in the Guardian? It's in the Guardian. So the average monthly rents in London, 2,500 a month, and the rest of the UK average 1,190. I don't know how you can sustain that, Caroline. A lot of people's wages don't even cover that.
And the people who can't afford to have a mortgage are having to rent, but they can't really afford to rent either. So what are they supposed to do? Well, especially if they've got families, what are they supposed to do? There's not enough social housing.
No, there isn't. Oh my God, they haven't been building any, have they?
No.
A lot of it's been sold off. And the
it could be
the councils who sold
caravans or something.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of saying that with the air. Come down in the motorhomes and live in your motorhomes in the airs. They're free as well. You see, you don't have to pay anything. So aide de camps here in France. But the thing is, it's not just that, Caroline. So you've got housing stock as the social housing stock has been diminished, it's been sold off, a lot of it has. They haven't been rebuilding it because under Margaret Thatcher and her wisdom said, OK then, you can sell off your housing stock, get people on their property ladder, but you're not allowed to spend the money to build new houses.
Well, that's a bit stupid.
Yeah.
Because then there's not enough social housing to go around for the people who need it.
No, it's nuts, isn't it? And then we had, a little bit later on, we had some housing associations pop out of the woodwork, didn't we, Caroline?
Oh, yeah.
In our area where we are. I don't know, you tell me if you got what your housing association is. That kind of a privately run, not private, but run by the council, but it's a separate organisation to get over this rule.
Yeah.
Now, if you got like the Wherry housing, it was set up so they could spend the money basically from the sold off housing stock. And then you got Waveney, weren't there?
Yeah.
Waveney as well. Is it Orbit Housing Association or is it private?
That's another one, yeah.
So it's all these housing associations.
Then Norwich, City. And
yeah, no, that's different. They're not,
I suppose it belongs to
that's
Norwich City.
That's the council.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the housing stock that are sold off and how they used to be able to get around the rules so they can then start building more properties using the money from the house sales. You know, if you look at Wherry housing, for instance, they built a lot of like shelter housing or like little granny bungalows.
Well, they did little 2-bedroom little bungalows.
Yeah, and they're usually on the edge of an estate, weren't they, remember?
Yeah.
Well, the rules came in later on regarding housing estates, what have you, like Duzzendale Housing Estate in Thorpe St Andrew.
Oh,
It's where the Battle of Duzzendale was held. All big old poppy fields. I remember running around there as a kid, and now it's full of houses.
Oh, we used to go cross country from the school when we used to
that's right.
school,
Yeah,
didn't
from
we?
Thorpe St Andrew School.
Yeah.
Across country for that site, but now there's all houses on it. Well, certain parts of that estate were designated for social housing.
Oh, wasn't when there's so many houses built, they have to build so many social houses.
That's correct.
Is with it.
Well, the plan was just try to, instead of like having like ghettos, which is what it kind of be. You think about Mile Cross, Caroline, and places like that, and the Larkman estates. They're like ghettos, you know. They're like into kind of communities in their own right, and it's like them and us, if you know what I mean. And it's kind of it creates animosity and. Well, it just creates problems, massive problems. We need to be, you know, let communities be, integrate with each other, wherever, you know, whatever side of the financial spectrum you might be on, whether you've got money or if you haven't. My dear wife needs a wee.
So don't take a photo.
You know you got the microphone on, will we hear it? No. And don't take a photograph. Can you see the reflection in my glasses? Oh, don't do that. Oh my giddy aunt, she's a gusher. It's a gusher. I bet they can hear that. Oh dear me. People talk about my dogs. What about the missus? Oh dear, peeing up stuff. Are you done yet? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's like a waterfall. Poor girl.
Sorry everybody. I did go before
you know,
I left.
when you got to go, Dan. Don't worry. It's better out than in.
I did go
better
before
out than
I
in.
left.
You know, it could have been worse. You could have wet yourself.
Well, that would have been worse, wouldn't it? That'd been very embarrassing, wouldn't it?
If anyone's just tuned in, just to let you know, my wife is at the pee. Yeah, just near that tree over there.
Now she needs to do a shoe up.
And now she's doing the shoes up.
Where are we going?
You follow Sebastian because he's.
Yeah.
Dora, she'll catch
Dora's
up.
there.
Yeah. So this over here, they've got the diggers in, and there used to be a bit of like a dam here, a bit of a naturist there, not nature, a natural area. But there was no nudist people there. No, there was a dam just there, and it used to be another lake. So it's two lakes linked to each other with this like stream and a dam, and like a sluice gate feeding this lake over there.
Should we?
So they've.
Should we just go up
The
here?
first bit, I don't know why that is.
Should we just go up there?
Yeah, let's go up that bit over there, shall we?
Yeah.
I'll follow you, my darling.
Okay.
You're walking too fast though, because I kind of got to watch how I'm walking with this flipping thing in my hand without
right.
looking at my feet. and tripping over stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when it's all lumpy.
It is a bit lumpy, isn't it?
It's very
And
lumpy.
We lost a dog, but
Oh, Sebastian's good. He's gone over there. We've still got Wally, and he's the one who tends to.
oh, he's all right.
I see.
him.
I see Sebastian.
He did used to have a little friend.
He's over there.
Sebastian. Sebastian used to have a little friend here a few years ago, but he's probably.
I don't know.
don't know.
He'll be about. She'll be about. Is it he or she? No, it's he, went.
Yeah.
Another dog we're talking about, a little black Labrador. Big black Labrador, actually. Big
He used
black
to be
Labrador.
really friendly, didn't they? He used to
Scary
sort
at
of-
first. He used to run out and barking at me. And then all what I do is have his tummy rubbed. So, anyway, we were saying, I kind of got a bit distracted there by you having the pee.
So we're talking about social housing, or the lack of social housing.
Water sports. Was that golden shower, my darling?
No.
Was Donald Trump anywhere to be
This way.
seen?
Are we
No.
talking about the lack of social housing?
We were, that was it. The lack of social housing, well, there isn't hardly any, is there?
So,
you know, there was under
what's-
Labour, there was a massive stint of social housing and social housing estates being built. I don't think they fought them through very well. If you look at Mycross, Larkman and those sort of places.
That isn't really good to put everybody together in the same sort of areas, is it really? That's sort of better to.
You create a social divide.
You do.
You ought to have this. When you say same sort of people, you mean like people who, either employed or on low incomes and stuff like that, or people who can't afford to buy the house, all in the same place. Isn't necessarily a great idea.
Like Werry, when they were building, like, I don't know, we'll build this estate and we're going to put a dozen houses on there, then that's good because everyone is then.
Well, it creates.
And nobody know if they're social housing or not, really. So it makes
well, they
people
do.
not. No? Do you think?
They do,
Yeah.
and the houses are obviously different.
Yeah,
For a start, they all are pretty much the same.
they're all the same.
Whereas those who buy the houses, they might fit a new door or something, a different colour
I
or something.
suppose,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So there's, like for instance, if you find go to where social housing estate is, you can always tell the people who bought the houses.
Yeah, you can.
You know.
Well, Wayne says that where he lives, he said if you look at the roofs, all the ones with the older tiles on the people who bought.
What's the point of changing those tiles?
Yeah.
It is like that. Because Wayne lives in an ex-council estate on the Heartsease, the older son that is, and he's a trying son at the moment. 250,000 for a terrace house. Is it mid? It's end terrace house, isn't it?
No, it's mid because it's got an alley in between.
Oh, and yeah. So it's a mid terrace house
3 bedroom.
on an ex-council estate. That's 250,000 has gone up for.
Yeah, well, I think he bought it for 160.
He bought it for what? 160?
Yeah.
No, 140 odd.
140, yeah.
145 or 144
yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Bought it
something
for?
like that. He's made about 100 on it.
Yeah.
hasn't he?
That's nuts.
But he has got trouble because the neighbours are a bit messy next door.
Oh, you're such a snob.
No,
The problems
that
he tries-
came up in the review.
Yeah, that was one of the comments. I'm trying to say I wouldn't want it. You know, if I'm absolutely honest, I had the choice of someone with a nice pristine garden, or somebody ready to take care of the garden, and someone else has got like half an engine, or half a car dismantled in the front garden. I know what I'm going to choose.
It's not that. That's just children's toys. That's not terrible.
No,
it's just
it just
children's
needs tidying
toys
up,
everywhere.
But that's not here or there, is it? That's just one of the
Yeah.
things. That's the problem when if you buy a house on an estate like that, you're bound to have some issues.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
on top of each other as well. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't miss living here in France. It's even when we used to live.
I mean, that
in
was
Salhouse,
semi-detached, but we still had like people.
we had a good sized semi-detached house in Salhouse, quite a nice area. It really was, but we were on top of each other. We were all on top of each other. So
Four bedroom.
you probably think maybe those who I say we're on top of each other. It feels like that now. At the time, I probably thought, well, this is just how it is. But because we've moved here and we've got quite a bit of land and what have you, in Worth, nothing, don't get me wrong, a bit of land and the house and stuff, and it's isolated, very isolated.
To tell you the
There ain't anybody, there's no people.
To tell you the truth, when the children were growing up and we were living there, that was really the countryside. And
But it became transient.
yeah,
It became transient. We had a lot of people come up from London. It's one of the reasons why the house prices get pushed up to such high prices.
and the school numbers go down.
And the school numbers
because
come down, and you know what it's like when you've got kids and what have you, and you're trying to find the best possible area or best possible school so they can go to. So you end up buying the properties up in those areas. So if you've got a school that's doing well, I guarantee you the house price is going to be higher.
Well, it weren't just that. Some of the houses were going to Londoners who were using them as second homes for
I just said
holidays and
that.
weekends. Huh?
No, a lot more commuters done.
All commuters, aren't
They were having a lot of people commuting.
Yeah.
So they were living in that house, then commuting down to work in London, but they had enough
okay.
work in London. And besides, they're selling up their houses in. Oh, we had that person come look at ours, and he was a police officer with a London house, and he sold his London house, and he could have bought 3 of our houses. So it's.
I think Wayne had a friend, his friend Ellie and
I had a
Josh were
friend
the
once.
same.
We don't believe
No,
that
they were
more.
living in London and they sold a house and they could buy a really nice house in Norwich because houses
Well,
in
houses they
London
were cheap,
were
but they're
just
not
so-
cheap now. They're cheaper than London.
Yeah, definitely cheaper.
But
than
look at these
London.
rents, £2,500 a month for a rent in London.
Yeah.
Average rent in London, £2,500. How can anyone afford that?
It's in Norwich. It's in Norfolk. It's about 1,100, I think.
You remember when we first came over here?
Yeah.
Before we come over, right, we sold our house, and we obviously need something to live while we're getting everything else sorted out to move over, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we rented the place.
And at the
in
time, we had
Fort St
about
Andrew.
5 children with us.
With 5 kids with us, yeah. And we rented this place, and it was quite a nice house, really.
Oh,
I
it's
didn't like it. I felt claustrophobic in it.
It's quite
It wasn't
a-
small though.
It's quite a large.
is layout.
Do you call it Georgian?
Sort of large Georgian semi-detached or something.
Semi-detached with fair size.
It was on Thunder
garden,
Lane in Fort St Andrew.
Fire-sized garden.
That'd be an
2
expensive house
reception
now.
rooms.
It was,
and
it was a good
kitchen.
sized house. It was a good sized house. Kitchen was tiny though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it did have 2 reception rooms and it had
Yeah,
a
but the point,
conservatory.
I don't understand how you can have a big house and a tiny kitchen. If you've got a big house with loads of bedrooms and stuff, that means you've got loads of people. Doesn't mean you need a bigger kitchen.
Well, ideally,
Remember the house was old, darling?
Ideally, the kitchen and dining room should have been together,
Do
shouldn't
you know what I don't
it? And then
understand?
it would have
I just thought something. Something I really understand. How come, right? Years ago, when people used to actually cook, the kitchens were tiny. Or the kitchen wasn't really a kitchen, it was like, over the stove in the lounge or something. And these days, people don't cook. They all get their little boxes out of the freezer and shove them in the oven. And now they want giant kitchens. What is that all about, Caroline?
I think people like them. I think people like not so much giant kitchen. Well, they do like.
They do like giant kitchens with shiny cookers that never get used.
They like
Well, the others might do.
open space, don't they? They like it open planned.
Yeah, but
lot of people.
I think it's all about prestige and hey, look at me.
I mean, look at the size of our kitchen.
Oh,
diner.
I've got an island. I don't know what to do with it, but I've got an island. I have. Oh, lovely, my
Look at the
island.
look at the size of our kitchen diner.
We use it.
we
cook.
do, we do,
We
we
cook.
do.
We prep up. We do.
We make jams. We make
all sorts of stuff. We do
make
that.
chutney.
As the French do, and preserves and
We do.
canning and.
Yeah.
You'll see our kitchen in the middle of the summer. It's full of food.
Yeah, we do.
So yeah, I can see why our
We've got a little
kitchen's
bread
big.
oven we do some of the preparation in as well, haven't
But
we?
if you think how years ago how it was, see our house is literally 2 houses knocked into one, isn't it?
Yes,
2 little French farmhouses, quite small French farmhouses knocked into one.
sort of 2 up, 2 down sort of thing, wouldn't they?
Well, 1 down, 2 up, would it be something like that?
It would have been 2 up, 2 down because the one side has got the office and the lounge.
No, now, I mean when it was built, when the original.
Well, it was built, it still had the office
Didn't
and
it
the
really
lounge.
have
one
2 rooms
side.
down? There was like 1 big room downstairs.
What's that?
There was no pantry or anything like that. You had that wall in between where the stairs are.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 2 up, 2 down, yeah. They're good sized rooms though, but the thing is, you see, people used to live and quite frankly sleep in the same space. And do you know what they used to do years ago? Because obviously to keep them warm and what have you, these farmhouses and stuff. The farmers, did you know this, Dan?
Oh, the animals downstairs, that's why we had the grid, isn't it? In the
They would
one
live
of the
upstairs.
rooms.
It's quite typical in France. They'd live upstairs and bring some of the animals in downstairs. So the heat of the animals will keep the house a bit warmer.
Oh, really?
Sorry?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what they used to do. Thought you said something else then.
yeah.
So so I don't know how to do it anyway. So where are we again?
We're talking about the
let's-
size of housing.
Yeah, but also, look, so we're talking about the rents are high, aren't they?
Yes.
The interest rates are gone through the roof,
Yeah.
but in relation to what they used to be, interest rates are low.
We made
Still low.
We did a
Oh, you messed about the figures more earlier,
I
weren't
did
you?
a little bit of working out earlier, and well, before I met Marcus, when I bought my first house, it cost me £17,000.
She's my sugar mummy.
And
That's just
in
broke.
1982. And
1982.
I put
In the olden days.
£1,700 down and got a mortgage.
How much you put down, sorry?
£1,700.
1,700, okay.
I put 10% down and I got a mortgage. But
Can I say the funny? Can I tell them a funny story?
what's that?
Caroline used to live opposite me. Well, the same road I was born on. So it was Charles Avenue in Thorpe.
Charles
Right.
Avenue. Yeah.
My mum could remember Caroline shouting, "Wine! Wine!" And that's our eldest son. Yeah, Caroline from a previous marriage. But Caroline, the funny thing was,
You
Caroline's
used
brother
to come round to
mess about with her brother. I was a kid.
and lunchtime. You used to come round to wait for my brother for school.
That's it. Well, come on, get me to walk to school together. He had his go around yours,
He used
didn't
to
he,
come at mine for lunch.
for lunch, and then I'd meet up with him at yours, and then
Yeah.
at the time, I don't think I thought I'd ever marry you.
I definitely didn't think at that time there's going to be a bit of a.
I was in my school uniform with my Thorpe St Andrew tie on. You pedo, you.
I haven't finished saying what I was
Go on.
saying.
Yeah, sorry, I
was
had to bring it
saying
up then.
that my house cost £17,000
Yep.
and I put £1,700 down, but I was looking up the average wage
She's all right now, isn't
in 1982 and it was...
Go, Wally. Go, Wally. Run,
was.
Forrest. Yep.
It was 8,500. So my house was worth double the wages that we had for double the
Yeah,
wage.
the average sort of wage at the time.
Double for an average wage. Yeah. So we only had to borrow double what we needed to for the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in comparison today, the average wage appears to be about 30,000, and if you borrowed double, that would be 60,000. There's no houses available at 60,000.
Well, I ain't seen any.
Not even a one-bedroom flat, or not even a bedsit. So the comparison is really.
Yeah.
And when you think, though, like then people say, well, in the 80s we paid 15% or whatever. It's not the same.
No, it's not.
Because we didn't have to pay so much for
the property in the
houses,
first
so
place.
the 15% isn't actually anything.
That doesn't make any sense, does
No.
it? It's not. It's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's relative to the current situation.
Yeah.
But it's not only that, isn't it? Like, for instance, I said a second ago about even if it's two of you working,
Yeah,
that's only going to be 60,000. I mean, sorry, 120,000. Mortgage.
yes,
If you in comparison to what you paid,
yes,
well, that's still way off.
yeah, still way off, yeah.
And these days it seems, well, this is where the things changed a lot, isn't it? Like, in the olden days, when I was a wee nipper, my dad would go to work and my mummy would look after me. Yeah. She'd make me lunch, she'd clothe me, she'd dress me, she'd wipe my bottom, she did. But
you to
these
school.
days, don't take me to school. But these days it seems that,
You can't afford to.
exactly, both parents tend to go to work.
I mean, sometimes not full time because my daughter-in-law's got a three-year-old and she does 3 days a
But
week.
you can share the load.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that, the man's go to work and the woman should be, so she's got small feet, that's why at the sink. Is it what? Is it right? No? No, I'm not saying that at all. I just think that we could share have a balance. You don't have to be misogynistic about it, do you? You just share the load.
I mean, my youngest daughter is really lucky because, just a minute, I'm talking.
Carry on talking. I'm not stopping you.
Yes, no, they're going to take the nuts off me now.
No? Was it distracting?
I was saying my youngest daughter is really lucky because she doesn't have to work
No.
because her husband earns enough money.
Yeah. No, let's be honest. I don't know how she could work because she's got 4 kids.
Yeah, she's got 4, and I think the
all young.
childcare for only one of them's at proper school, so 3 children at childcare would be.
No, don't use that old chestnut about childcare. How much childcare is going to cost? Jeremy Hunt said she can have more money until they're 5 years old or something. That's what he said. He's going to increase childcare payments.
Yeah, but not this year, not next year, whenever.
So it's not going to work then?
Not
And
really.
what-
That don't even come into effect to 2024.
Oh, there. Did he lie?
Well, he didn't lie. He just lied when he was going to do it.
It's lying, isn't it? Or was he just economic with...
misleading the truth, I think.
Economic with the truth, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it will be better in time.
See, this is my favourite place.
I think at the I think it's January 25. Everything coming completely. I think it starts. There's something starts this September, then next September, and then whatever. Then slowly brought in. But in the end, that'll be 9-month-year-olds would be getting childcare.
But Caroline, we mustn't lose sight of the fact that when Jeremy Hunt brought this topic up, announced in the budget last year. Or this year? Was it last year or early this year? I can't remember now. Early this year, wasn't it?
Earlier this year.
When you mentioned it in the budget, they lost sight of the fact that the money that they get isn't enough to cover the cost of the childcare. Normally what happens is that those who pay privately supplement the money that they get.
Yes.
But now there's going to be no supplemented money, is there?
Well, there will, because you don't get enough money to pay for 5 days.
No, you missed my point. They can't pay extra.
Oh, right. Okay.
They're not allowed to accept more money.
Okay.
So that they can't be subsidised by the person with the child.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So,
I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
What's going to happen is, whereas before they were being able to get... how do I explain this a bit better than this? Before, those who weren't getting any subsidy, any childcare allowance...
Yes.
were having to pay.
Yes.
They were paying the full whack.
Yes.
And that was keeping the childcare companies or firms or the nurseries afloat.
Yeah, like Wayne was doing before Christmas, he was paying full amount for his little girl.
Yeah, but those people now will be entitled to childcare.
In the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it won't be the same amount as the nurseries were getting before.
No, it's a bit crafty, really.
It's very crafty.
Because I don't even think the Conservatives will be in when all this goes through.
Well, we don't think. I mean, that's a foregone conclusion, that is. Or a certainty, I should say.
No, but what I mean is that isn't going to be in fully until January 25, and that's when it's the latest possible date for a general election.
That might change all then, to be honest. That'll be funny, but Labour might change it.
Yeah.
So,
can they bring it
big
forward?
Old hydrangea. The hydrangea. You see the white hydrangea?
So can they? Can Labour bring it forward?
They could bring it. They could do whatever they like when they get in, because they're going to have such a majority.
Oh, I didn't mean that. I mean, can they bring the general election further, or was it the Conservatives have got to call a general election? Who calls a general election if it's earlier?
The Conservatives.
So the
Conservatives, those who are in power,
would have to call it early. If they did it earlier, they'd have to call it earlier.
Well, there is hints that there might even be in October this year.
All right. But wouldn't we know by now if that was in October?
No, not necessarily.
Haven't they got to give so much notice?
Well, they haven't done in the past, have they? No. Oh, I have one tomorrow. No? I wish I'll tell you, still win. Labour would still win.
I think when they do have a general election, that you should go back to England for a week and get some video of people in England. I think that would be quite good.
I could harass some people. I suppose it'd be fun. Could I get one of them big microphones? It says All Shorts on it or something. Like a big foam microphone. Like a shove it in people's faces.
If you want.
But it's got to say a big A in a circle or something on it, like All Shorts. My logo.
Yeah.
On my microphone.
Yeah. You take Wally with you.
That would be funny.
Take Wally. We'll take the camper van.
I'm quite good at harassing people.
We'll take the camper van and take the dogs.
See, I have this philosophy, you see. If you approach people with a smiley face, and take the piss out of them, they find it really hard to punch you in the face.
You mean if someone's angry, if you're happy and smiley, it's very hard for them to carry on being angry.
Well, I had that before when I was in our building game in Caroline. I made a mistake once, so I parked in someone's driveway. And they came back, they couldn't get in their driveway. And I didn't realise it was the wrong driveway. And anyway, she's all grumpy now, and I went straight up to her. I do apologise, all chirpy, cheerful and all that. And it just diffuses the situation. It does. Oh, do you know when I do have another weapon in the arsenal though, Caroline. Do you know what it is? With this one. Oh, who we got? Where is he? Always there. Also, give him a little bit of free time because he's been on a lead and now he wants to pee up trees. You see my little Wally? He's there. There's little Wally peeing up a tree. Oh, he had a fit early today. Epileptic fit, which is quite
Marcus,
scary.
so you're going to say that this is an aide de camp with nobody on at the moment?
Yeah. I've already told them this is an aide de camp. People probably don't believe me that it's an aide de camp, apart from if I show them
go
that
and
blue
show
thing
them
over there.
Show them the
It's like a
points.
camp, like I think there's a communal campsite, so anyone can come here. You can use the electric and stuff like that. It's usually like 6 amp supply, and you just let you park up here for your camp and put your chairs out and stuff. Well, you're not supposed to put things out actually, but people do. Put your chairs out and have a bit of a barbecue and stuff. And move on to your next destination. And the idea is when people come here, they can walk over this little bridge over here. Just put the dogs in the car. Oh, whoa, are you done? Oh dear. Well, over here is a bridge. Bum, 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 bum. Let's go to the bridge. Bum, 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 bum. Oh no, I'm leaving Caroline on her own because a part of the Gore River comes under the bridge over here, you see. So I'll show you. Might as well. While we're here. So if you ever wonder what an aide de camp is, if you see it when you're travelling through, this is what an aide de camp is. If you see the ones on the highways, generally they're like car parks, like on the A20 and stuff like that. No, car parks or any of the peages. Yeah, the toll roads here in France. But you also get the ones in the villages. That's a really good app actually. If you ever got a camping car, it's called Camping Car. No, Camper Contact. Camper Contact. There's some other ones as well, but that's one we use. And it's about €5 or €6 for a year for this app. And you literally put in where you are, and it tells you where all the places are, whether it be areas like this or actual campsites. So this is the little Gore River. It's a little tiny river. So hence this is St. Laurent on the Gore, Segor. There you go. It's a river. I've been down there on the canoe before. And up top here, it goes up this way, and it meanders its way round, and then there's a weir, and then a sudden drop. It's great in a canoe, I'll tell you. Kayak, I should say. Yeah. Kayak's not the same as a canoe. A canoe doesn't have a deck. A kayak does. So anyway, people can park up there, and set themselves up in the camp, and then they can go into town and go to the bars or the to the restaurants, what have you. So it meanders down here, but then you go right around there, you see it just there, there's another bridge that goes under. So there's all these little bridges everywhere. And it goes quite a long way actually. You can keep going that way for quite a way. Miles, or kilometres in fact. Here in France. So anyway, that was there, and this is St. Laurent Segor, and it's a really lovely spot. And it's quite late in the evening at the moment. So it's not a morning walk, even though I'll be putting up in the morning. But yeah, it's quite a nice spot. You've got all these trees and what have you. Really well kept. You've got the lake opposite as well, which is rather nice. And walk around the lake. You've got little play areas for the kids. You've got the toilets and stuff. You've got wash areas. You've got facilities for... Yeah, and it's all free. All free. Well, this is a cut. I don't normally put cuts to these videos, but it's a cut because all of a sudden, it turned off. Yeah, so I had to edit it. Oh, got my microphone. Mork, coming Olsen. Oh, Mork, what will we be up to today, Mork? Well, I don't know. I've been walking the dogs, Yeah, here they are. It's all I have to say to tell you now, because it's probably, the reason might be because maybe we're running out of space on my phone again. Might be that. What do you reckon, Dale?
Probably.
Yeah, because it cut off again, so I'll have to chop this bit onto the end of the other video. Oh!
Never mind.
Oh, okay. Alright, so...
Au revoir. Bye-bye.
Ta-ta. Have a lovely day. If you want to watch Annie do it on Patreon, buy us a coffee. And the links are down below. And do you know what? You might even contribute to the dog's treats. Because they're eating us out house and home, they are.
Membership.
Oh yeah, memberships as well. We do have our memberships. Which
Merc, so t-shirts.
Oh, merchandise. Merch. Not Merc.
Merch.
Merc.
T-shirts, mugs.
Yep. Blimey. Oh my god! Something's playing in my pocket. Oh, it stopped.
Lovely sky yacht.
I recognise that voice. Is that you, Hebediah? Tell me if it's you, Hebediah, because I'll know if you've got to the end of the video.
What do you think of it? I'm going to drop this phone on this bloody upstairs window shelf for one day.
Guess who? Anyway, it's time for us to go because later today, you know. So ta-ta and have a lovely day. No, should we go now?
Yes.
Okay, I think we are. Hear my dog panting. It's really annoying. Ta-ta.